And running an agency, you see a similar thing where you're working with lots of different industries and business owners and business types. So that's a sort of similar transition, if you like. What's really different about the auction space is it's happening now. You might have 6-8 weeks to really turn it around. Find that buyer market, find out how you're going to reach them, find out what events that they're attending or what emails they read or what publications they absorb on a regular basis. And you've got to do that quickly. There is no time to waste. And when you put your messaging out there, it needs to work first time. That's not so different for most SMEs who I predominantly work with now, because they need everything to pretty much work first time because they don't have massive budgets where they can keep plowing more and more money into things. So they need to have confidence that it's going to work. And it's funny because every conversation we have, certainly back when we were working in the auction space together, was always around, is this working?
Yeah.
Always. It always came back to testing different lists, testing different messaging. And that's no different now. So that carries on. And I think that will always carry on in marketing. But there are also some really distinct changes. I remember, back in auction days, all you had to pretty much do was go, we have this, you go, and we get it. If this is something you need. It was a really simple transaction. We have this, there is a demand for it, we come together, there's multiple bidders in the room and the price goes up. That is the basis of how an auction works.
There weren't as many auction companies.
Say again?
There wasn't as many auction companies.
No, there weren't.
15, 20 years ago, so you weren't now competing against auction companies versus, now you're competing against them plus the equipment.
Plus you've got websites that are just trading individual assets.
Yeah.
You've got larger companies who have complete disposition programs for, their sort of asset chain, as it were. So the bigger guys that have got lots of assets to bring to the market, they've got their own thing going on. Yeah. You've got a lot of competition in the market, and also buyers are really savvy. Oh. They know where to go to find the equipment that they need. Certainly in used equipment, because I still work with a few used equipment sellers, and people know where to go and find this equipment. So yeah, it's self-service, and that is actually a trend that I see across all marketing. Mm-hmm. This idea of self-help and self-education and knowing where to go and knowing what to look for, and everything that you need is online, and it's accessible and it's easily found, and there is no reason to be at the mercy, if you like, of somebody else.
Right.
And that actually transcends all industries and all types of customer. They're very well educated now. So that is a distinct difference.
Yeah.
But I think one of the big things that you and I have talked about a fair amount is this kind of relationship building.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That is a definite difference. Huge difference, and it's almost become more dominant during sort of COVID and lockdowns. People want to do things with people they know, like, and trust.
Yes,
that's always been the case.
I totally agree with you on that. Yes.
Yeah, and relationships don't just happen.
No. You mean you can't just be my friend?
No, you've earned the right to be my friend.
Oh, come on, I'll pay you $5.
we don't get to just turn up and go, this is what I'm going to sell you. Isn't it great? Come and buy it. Whether that's a product, a service, B2C, B2B, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Gone are the days of people saying, I'm the best,
Oh, yeah.
And the people who are still doing that, they're so wrong because they're still talking about themselves versus how can we help you?
Yeah, there's lots and lots of people who still fail to grasp it. How are you going to help me? What are you going to do for me? What's in it for me? As the person buying the product or service. And it's like, well, we're the best and we're the biggest and we've been around for 200 years. And it's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Sorry to be brutal, but I do not care. As the buyer, if you want my money, you're going to have to work a bit harder than that.
Well, some legacy companies feel that still is the case. You know, they don't need to show the love, you know, like you just said, I've been here forever. I've been here for 100 years. You know, World Innovators has been here for 40 years. And I still would not go out to people and say, well, you should work with us. I've been here for 40 years. No, you have to educate. And one of the things I'm doing with the industrial auction companies is I'm telling them, what about those companies who don't know how to buy equipment on on the platform? Do a blog about how do you place an offer? How do you do a bid? What other charges are there after the bid is awarded? You know?
Yeah. Educating your customers is one of the most amazing ways to illustrate your integrity, why somebody should trust you.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, your expertise. It's a beautiful soft sell. Yeah. So we know all about this. We are experts at this. We are subject matter specialists.